The IFP celebrated its 50th anniversary today. It's the fifth largest party in parliament and is part of the Government of National Unity Coalition. Recently, Hlabisa said after many obituaries have been written about the party, it is still standing and the next celebrations will be for a century. Political news editor Mzwandile Mbeje is with the IFP leader Velenkosini Hlabisa and brings us this conversation. Mzwandile, the party had celebrated its 50th anniversary. The party now has to chart a way forward, answering the question what the next 50 years looks like. Certain that the leader of the party, Velenkosini Hlabisa, has some answers to that.
Absolutely, Oliver. A very good evening to the viewers. You are quite correct. I think the next page or the next step now is the next 50 years. In fact, the leader of the IFP did speak about the next 50 years, saying the majority of the young people who are there are likely to be there when it celebrates the centenary, that is in 2075. Well, that is quite a long way to go. And then, of course, as you've said, the leader of the IFP delivered that address where he spoke really about a number of things, going back to the IFP, its founding, the leader, but also touching on the important aspect of going forward, the future. In fact, I'm going to start right with the future. You know, one of the comments that he made that stuck with me was that he said, this event is about the commitment to the future. Mr. Hlabisa, just expand on that one. This event is about the commitment to the future. What do you mean?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mbeje and the viewers of SABC. Indeed, the milestone that we celebrated today is not much more about the past, because there is little, if there is any we can do with the past. It is history and it is written. But the future is not yet written, and the future will be written by the people who will be living as from today going forward. Therefore, the people who will play an important role in the future are the young people, our youth. As you rightly say, a person who is 20 years now will be 70 years in 2075. He or she will have played a tremendous role up to when he or she becomes 60 or 65. Now, we wanted to throw a challenge to our youth that they must be proactive, because we are not going to be jealous, because even if we can say by God's grace, we can't limit God's decision, but we are not looking to be there in 2075. But by God's grace, it can happen.
Miracles do happen.
Yes, but we want to be realistic. We want to invest in our youth, in our women, because the future belongs to them. The struggle is different from what it has been in the past 50 years. The main struggle now is economic freedom, is shaping democracy, deepening democracy in our country, dealing with critical issues, the gender-based violence. People are becoming animal. We need to stop these things now for a better future going forward.
Yes, I think talking about the future, because to achieve all of that and given the ambitions you have as a party, you are still being viewed as a, in inverted commas, a largely regional party with some presence in Gauteng and perhaps in Mpumalanga, but I know that you have ambitions to go beyond that. So what is it that you're going to do to be able to go beyond this province of KwaZulu-Natal, because you now are playing the role at a national level. That's what you said before elections. You are there now. So how are you going to convince other provinces really to join the IFP?
In my capacity as a minister, I have traveled to all 9 provinces in a short space of time since I assumed office. What is more inspiring is the reception which one is receiving to the people of South Africa. The time of propaganda is over. People listen to what you say, and the engagements I hold with people, even those who come wearing other t-shirts which are different from mine, I treat them with respect because I had gone there as a minister. The fact that I'm meeting another political party doesn't matter. But in most cases, when we finish the gathering, some of them, they say, hey man, hey, give us your number. We want to engage you because we want to understand more the IFP. The picture we have been having is completely different from what we are seeing. And some, they say, when we look events of the IFP from other provinces, they are completely different of what we have been told. We see young people, decent, sometimes very beautiful young women, and modern people. Even if you look, the cars they drive, you say, but this is not what I've been told. I really want to explore these people. I can assure you, my brother Mbeje and the people of South Africa, the IFP is going to do wonders as we go forward, because people of South Africa want alternatives, and they want something that has been tested, that they can prove. Something new doesn't inspire them that much, because people know something new as a fashion, it comes and goes.
You have alluded to you being accepted as the minister beyond the borders of KZN, Gauteng perhaps. Would you say being in the government of national unity has been a boost for your party, maybe accidental boost?
No, in fact, we worked for it. It was not a miracle or a gift. You know very well, Mr. Mbeje, that we were very clear, even before elections, that come elections, after elections, we will be part of the government, sitting at an executive level, making decisions. We will be influencing the country, and we have a political program where we have deployed all our senior leaders to all 9 provinces. Over weekends, we embark on a political program. During the days of the week, it's government work. And as I'm saying, the IFP is going to spread, because the reception that I have seen in various provinces is amazing, and people want engagement. The good thing with the current leadership of the IFP, even in the media, we don't run away from questions. Even difficult questions, we respond. Even if you want us to come for a critical interview that many people are running away, we easily come, because we believe in conveying our message. This year we're going to showcase the IFP.
The IFP. Okay, I know you tried to perhaps not be direct with my question on the GNU. Maybe just let's be specific. Has the GNU boosted your chances, the IFP? Just maybe yes and no answer.
Well, it can be yes or no, but the point is, once the IFP gets a national profile, it makes it easy for IFP to spread to other provinces. There is no point of saying no, but we shouldn't say you were only assisted by the GNU, because the reality, we worked for it. We campaigned all 9 provinces, but it is a plus. And it gives us an opportunity to showcase ourselves as ministers, because people relate that if a minister is visible, if a minister makes sense, people say this minister can even become our government, because he is, when there are events, when there are disasters, when there are crises, you don't look around the minister, you don't get the minister. But if the minister is available, is accessible, and is engaging, people of South Africa, you can tell them propaganda, but they believe on what they do. So in a nutshell, our participation in the GNU helped the IFP, like all other parties, because it has been a one-party show, and all others were speaking from outside. Now, people are going to test us that, okay, you promised. Are you able to deliver? If you are able to deliver, they will say we have no reason not to support you because what you say you are able to deliver.
The IFP is running a number of municipalities, and you are also the Minister of Copter, and many towns under the IFP rule are not the example of what you want to perhaps project. What is the reason the IFP is not perhaps delivering satisfactorily in those municipalities?
No, Mr. Mbeje, we have many municipalities that are doing well. You see, when it comes to clean audit, the number of municipalities under IFP increased to 5 municipalities with clean audit, growing from 2 municipalities. And the problem of poor service delivery, some of them are structural. We have made a progress where it is a human being who is not delivering in the position he or she is deployed. The IFP is bold. I think across political parties, we are a party that is not afraid to remove a person if we are convinced he or she is not delivering. But some of the problems are structural. I'm very happy because at a national level, I'm driving the funding model, the review of the white paper on local government. There are municipalities who only rely on grant. They can't generate money on their own. But look at Umhlatuze. Umhlatuze can generate money on their own, have a clean audit. They are able to deliver. Go to Mlalazi, clean audit, they are able to deliver. Now, the municipalities with a sound revenue base are able to collect and do more. The municipalities with no sound revenue base, they only rely on grants, and somehow they are not able to satisfy people in terms of service delivery. Once you address the funding model, you will be able then to say you are failing, money is available.
Okay, let's just cut on some of the quick issues internationally. I mean, I'm told I'm running out of time, but I'm sure I'll be able to steal about 3 more minutes. We've seen the arrival of Rasool as the former ambassador to the United States. So as the IFP, who do you want to see go there?
No, ambassadors are at the discretion of the president. And we really do want to respect the powers given to the president. And the president is a very good person. And I'm not saying so because I'm serving with him in the cabinet, but he is a very good person. He is very good in assessing people to deploy because he is a diplomat. He's a great negotiator. In the case of the United States, you need to be very careful who you send them. You need to consider a number of things. I think the president is in a good space to do so because it is within his ambit to do so.
Just a quick one on the VAT. You are supporting the ANC on the VAT increase, and a lot of parties have been opposed to the VAT increase. Why is the IFP going with the VAT increase?
We are not supporting the ANC on the VAT increase. We are following our logic as IFP. Because this is a wrong narrative, Mbeje. It's unfortunate if there will be little time, because if we give a wrong information to people, we are misleading them. But let me be very, very precise. The IFP does not support the ANC on VAT. We are following our logic. When you look at the budget, I said even in my address there, the economy of South Africa has been stagnant for many years. There is no way of a quick growth of the economy. If you want to have a resource, it's either you go and borrow. If you go and borrow, you burden generations. The IFP was of the view that because you are going to spend more money on construction work and infrastructure, you will create job opportunities. You spend more money employing teachers and doctors. Those teachers and doctors will be working in public hospitals and public schools. The people who will benefit are the poorest of the poor. If you do not have a revenue base where you are going to get money to invest on infrastructure, employ teachers, employ doctors, also give money to SARS because SARS says there is 800 billion which we want to collect. If you give us more money, and then we supported it, give SARS more money. Now, the IFP in the manifesto said we want the number of food items that are zero rated to increase.
Yeah.
That is what is done by the budget this time. So now to us, if you increase social grants for elderly people, children grant, the orphans grant, you cushion the 0.5%. And we agreed on condition that the 0.5% is not permanent. It's going to be 1 year. If things doesn't well, it can only be 2 years, but not 3 years. And we agreed that we are going to have an urgent cabinet meeting where we will deal with how to grow the economy and how to review the spending across departments. So now, this is a view of the IFP which goes together with the ANC, but you are not supporting the ANC.
Well understood. And of course, we'll just continue for a little bit, but I have to hand back to the studio because there are some urgent matters that they need to attend to.
Mzwandile Mbeje there in conversation with the leader of the IFP, Velenkosini Hlabisa, speaking about several issues, including the role the party is playing in contemporary politics in South Africa, and of course, what is next for the party, and some commentary on some contemporary issues, such as the return of Rasool from the US and who President Ramaphosa should consider next. Hlabisa saying there that he respects the prerogative of the president.